So Mark, you've been to camp once. Tina has been to camp twice. Jenny has been to camp 10 times in a row. And then has not attended camp for about 5 years. But I want to go around the horn. We'll start with Jenny, then we'll go Mark, then we'll go Tina. And I would love for you guys to say what has been your sort of most favorite memory of a camp that you've attended. And it has to be a triathlon camp. Tina, you have too many other camp memories.
Okay.
But Jenny, you're up.
Favorite memory of camp. Oh, it was probably the year. Chris, you probably know exactly what I'm going to mention here. Where we were doing a ride like sort of north of Bend. It wasn't the Prineville Loop. It wasn't the Bachelor Loop. It was out in like farmland and ranch land, more toward like Smith Rock and Redmond and in that area. And my triathlon bestie, Joanne, who was also a longtime camper, and she still is into triathlon. We were riding together, and somehow it just became the two of us. I don't know what, probably because we were having so much fun. And then all of a sudden, we realized that we were probably lost because we ended up in Redmond, and we weren't supposed to be in Redmond. And so I think we called Chris and we were like, we're peeing in Redmond. And, we were just having a grand old time. It didn't matter that we were completely lost. And yeah, somehow we made our way back to Bend, but that was definitely a very fun memory.
Pretty much anytime you and Joanne go anywhere is like a really fun time.
Yes, truth.
Well, maybe we will get both of you back for Camp 2025. Mark, this was your first year at camp. What really stands out to you now that you've been home for about a week as a real highlight from this year's camp?
Probably my favorite memory from camp, besides your lack of cornhole skills.
It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. It's fine.
Brutal. Well, I think my favorite memory was probably the first ride where I had a big nutrition mix-up and consumed way too many carbs. My mix was way too thick and I wasn't getting enough water and too many electrolytes. It was just all whack. And out of 100 miles, I started to really bonk at mile 40, and I was like, this doesn't feel right because I'm getting dropped. We're on flats, and I've been nailing my nutrition. And then I climbed the mountain, and kind of didn't really climb the mountain, but that was brutal. And then I got to the van and I was like, I'm done riding for today. And you were like, well, let's kind of assess what's going on. Let's figure out. I was like, okay, go ahead. And he's like, well, this is what you're consuming. Let's do the math. You've consumed 150 grams of carbs per hour. That's probably too much. I was like, I'd agree. So you gave me a bottle of Precision. I drank that. And then you gave me some Coca-Cola. And you were like, let's get you back on the road. I was like, all right, whatever. And then that Coca-Cola hit, and I puked my guts out. And I cannot drink high carb now. And I hate puking. Anyway, you couldn't let me get back on my bike, and I got to ride home. So in the cool van. So that was my favorite part.
We did have a fun hangout in the van for the rest of the day. It's only I'm proud to say that it's only a handful of puking that has happened at camps over the years, but it can happen. And it was great that we were so quickly able to figure out just why you were throwing up.
The very next ride was 100 miles, and we did 6K of incline, I think, and I nailed it. So we adjusted my nutrition instantly, and it was great. So yeah, could only happen at camp, I guess.
That's true. Tina, how about you? What stands out for you from this, either this camp or the last camp you attended 2 years ago?
Yeah, very different camps in terms of weather.
Yeah, seriously.
And definitely the bike rides for me are just such a highlight. I'm sort of more of a mountain biker these days, and so I was like, well, I don't know. I haven't ridden 100 miles in 3 years. Let's give it a try. And sure enough, with the group and the energy and the sort of band support and just the general positive vibes, people bringing you along at different points, pulling the group at different points, and the absolute beauty of the rides. Like every time I've been to camp, I've been like, oh, of course I'm going to do that ride, whether it's Mackenzie Path or Prineville or whatever. So that's a real highlight. And then, of course, just the people and getting to know different people each time. And it just definitely takes sometimes all 5 days to just really unwrap and open some people up. And I'm like super extroverted, so I'm always like those like I'm ready for camp, and everyone's sort of like, I'm not really sure I'm ready. And so sometimes I probably come on a little strong, but I feel like by the end of the week, everybody has shown their sort of their personality and their why, and it's just fascinating to get to know different people who pursue these kind of type 2 fun sports, like Mark, whose favorite memory is vomiting on top of it.
Yeah.
Not
Tina,
often.
I can always count on you to bring the like hardcore counselor energy. The like, this is camp, this is awesome from like moment one. Which you always gotta. That's why you and Jenny are going to get along so well. Like you both have some strong camp counselor energy. So the big reason we're doing this today is that Camp 2025 registration is open. If you're watching this, if you want to come, May 30th through June 3rd of next year. And for the next 7 days is the best price that you can get on camp. It's about a 15% discount over the next 7 days. And don't wait for it because, no, seriously, like this is the biggest discount we'll do. Campfire athletes get kind of a perennial discount. That's about 10% off of camp. And we usually do some sort of special at Black Friday. But again, it's not going to be 15% off. So if you want to come to camp next year, we're already 30% sold. We have 6 people sold out of the 20 slots we have. So you should sign up. Okay, we are going to go in reverse order this time. And I want each of you guys to give a first-time camper, a fictional first-time camper, something that they should arrive to camp with, whether it's like something to pack, whether it's a mindset, anything like that. Gina, this is the old game, the hiking game. I'm going to a picnic and I'm bringing, except it's not a horrible, nefarious guessing game that leaves people frustrated and crying. So you're coming to camp. What are you going to bring? What would you suggest other people bring? We'll go Tina, Mark, Jenny.
I'd say bring a road bike. I mean, that's my sort of, after having been there twice, a lot of people bring their triathlon bikes. I understand why, but I think that those rides are more enjoyable if you have one. And a little, like the hill climbing, it's just like a little bit, I don't know. I'm not an expert, but if you have one, that's what I would bring.
Totally. Yes, whenever I would attend training camps, I would make sure to have a road bike with me because, like, yeah, specificity is important, but comfort equals power equals speed.
Yeah.
All right, Mark, you are up. You toiled away on your tri bike all weekend long. So Tina has prices righted you and has taken the option out from under you. So so you are already signed up for camp next year. What are you going to bring this year that you didn't have this year, and what would you suggest a new camper bring? You have 2 things.
I'm gonna bring this next year. I'm gonna bring my girlfriend. So I didn't have her this last, and she would have helped me in a lot of ways. But I think just like a mindset to work hard. I think that you guys really paved the way for us to give everything that we've got, and I really like that. You guys kind of have like a European professional tour vibe where you guys have like a SAG vehicle. You get like there's professional triathletes like going up and down the line of people kind of asking you how you're doing, and and they're like pushing 300 watts in their zone 2, and you're like in threshold trying to get sentences out. But you guys really paved the way for us to do all the work and to learn a lot. So just definitely bring your legs.
Nice. Got it. All right, Jenny, what you have a lot of camp experience. You have been to many of our camps. So having been to all of those camps, what are some sort of, yeah, what are some secrets that you can offer, some advice? What should people bring that you have discovered with your extensive camp experience?
Yeah, well, I guess there's two things. So I'm breaking the rules a little bit. First of all, I think one should leave behind stuff that they don't need to be worrying about during the week. So leave behind work, leave behind, the little stuff that might be happening at home. And then coupled with that, bring the mindset of like being in the moment, of getting ready to just be like grateful and soak it all in, because we are so lucky to be able to do something like camp where we get to go and we have like phenomenal people there supporting us. We're surrounded by like-minded athletes, and we're going to get a ton of fitness over those few days, and we just get to do something that we really love. And I think that like being in the moment to really enjoy that is, I like to think that on some like weird metaphysical magical level that will also like help your fitness and help you down the line. So
Yes.
so yeah, just like be ready to soak it all in and to have a
Nice.
great time.
You're really touching on something that I'm hitting with a lot of athletes at the moment, which is that results don't equal joy, but joy does equal results. And I think that if you sort of, if I'm paraphrasing you correctly, come with an open mind, come with positivity, that can surprise you in ways that that you weren't sure of before. Okay, we're gonna do one more cycle around, and I am going to do my, like a lot of this is like Chris is a shitty salesman, and so I'm roping three of my friends into helping me do this. But uh, again, camp is live. If you want to check it out, Campfire Endurance /shop. Just look for Camp 2025. It's on there. My final question, we're going to go back the other way. This is a quick one. Name one thing that you have been surprised by at your camps, at the camps that you have attended. And yes, we're going to go the other direction. So Jenny, you were in the hot seat, then Mark. No, this isn't fair. Mark has been in the middle each time. No way. Can't do it that way. We are going to go Mark, Jenny, Tina. This is like Jenny and I play D&D regularly, and when you play online, you have to do this with the Zoom boxes and be like, "All right, you're up next." Yes, Jenny, I just added you as a gamer on the internet. Can't go back now. All right, Mark, what is one thing that surprised you about camp?
Um, so I've been doing triathlon for 4 years now, and I started out with sprints and Olympics, and then I did a half, and then I did two Ironmans. And last year I did my second Ironman, and I was totally indifferent. My first Ironman gave me so much energy. I mean, for months I was so proud, and then I signed up for another one too soon, and I was burnt out. And that's one reason why I did camp this year, is to try to expand my experiences as a triathlete. And I'm surprised at how much energy and vigor it gave me for
Mhm.
this sport that I like to call my favorite thing to do, even though sometimes we're all just like, oh my gosh, why? But I'm really thankful that I did camp, and I had an incredible experience. I would put it right there with my first Ironman, as far as energy, and it's definitely something I'm doing every year. And I don't really know how to convince my friends here in Indiana to come to Bend, Oregon with me. I don't really know what. I mean, pictures are so pretty, but man, I mean, I'm just super excited to keep racing and to keep training, and I'm super excited to be part of the Campfire community. So,
We are very excited to have you. Jenny,
Tell
what
them
is
it's better
something?
than
Oh,
South Bend.
it's
That'll get them.
yeah, right. Just take everyone to South Bend and be like, you could have this bend or that bend.
So level up. Sorry, Jody, go ahead.
The South Bend North Bend spread in the United States is just very confusing. South Bend, Indiana, Bend, Oregon, North Bend, Washington. Somebody got that wrong. That person was drunk that day.
Not much else to do in Indiana.
They like jobbed it out to the cows that designed the roads in Boston. All right, Jenny, what is something that you have been surprised by at camp?
I think that I can actually deliver that much volume in those back-to-back days. Like
Mhm.
Prineville is what, 90 miles? And then we're swimming like thousands of yards in the pool. We have some big runs, and then you're doing the bachelor ride, which is what, like 70
80,
plus miles,
80 to 90, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, to think that if somebody would have told me before camp, like, oh, you're going to be riding this many miles, swimming this many yards, and running this many miles, I would have been like, no, I don't think that I'm going to be able to do that. And
Doesn't
then
happen.
we do it, and it's so awesome.
Yeah.
So I think that's what surprised me at my first few camps.
Yeah, like the amount of training, but then also the ability to get it done because really all you have to do at camp is, train, eat, and sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Monotasking.
Yeah. Tina, what's something that has surprised you at the two camps that you've been to?
Well, I definitely hear Jenny's comment. Like, I snaps that one, that's for sure. I was thinking of that. So I was like, okay, I have to think of something new. But the other thing that came to my mind immediately was just the diversity of ages, body shapes, interests. And, it's not just one person that looks like, Paula Finley doing triathlon. It's young people. Like, I think, Mark, you were a baby at 30. Or Rebecca and Brian, maybe even younger than you.
I
I don't know. But there were some young people. There were some people over 60, I'm pretty sure. Bunch of us sort of in the middle, and people that were interested in like long distance triathlon and Olympic triathlon. I do Xterra stuff. Some people aren't even racing, but they're just like there for the community. So it's a really diverse crew in terms of why. And also just how we show up and then what you want to get out of it. So I would just like say anybody and everybody is welcome. And you guys do such a good job of making it inclusive. Like, the program is for you. I mean, you, me, the athlete, and like we each had different assignments, sort of like running days and swimming lanes. And I think everyone comes out of it feeling really successful and like they get what they need out of it, even though it's very personal.
That's exactly what we want. The dream of Campfire Endurance was many coaches working for one athlete. Like, it's the way that the healthcare system should work is that you have a team of people who are focused on taking care of your athletic dreams, which is, what a good coach is supposed to do. All right. Well, those were my questions for you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time. Jenny has, her free camp to redeem at some point. Mark's already coming to camp. Tina, I will make you a special discount code that keeps your, your early access going for the rest of the time as a thank you for doing this. And everybody out there, if you are interested in coming to camp, please come to camp. As I said before, campfireendurance.com/shop, and you can find the Bend 2025 on there. It's going to be on sale for the next week, so you don't even need a discount code. But please sign up and get ready for another amazing camp. It is only
Camp.
49 weeks away. Camp. Look, we got all these people in here. Yeah, Leslie Block is in here as well. The second that Leslie joined, Jenny, you were talking about volume, and I didn't know that you were talking about training volume for a second because Leslie was here, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. Jenny's favorite thing is that she was surprised about how loud she could be. And I was like, and Leslie's here. It's perfect.
That was my other surprise that I was going to share, was making lifelong friends, because I met Leslie at camp.
Yeah, that's what we do. I mean, this is like, I grew up going to summer camps. It's no small accident that the company's name is Campfire.
It was definitely reminding me of that.
Good. That's what we want. That is what the vibe should be. So, All right, guys, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Tina,
Chris.
we will let you put some clothes on and get back to your day.
Serious dedication.
Jenny, I will see you for D&D tomorrow. And Mark, I will get some apparel in the mail to you.
Thanks, y'all.
Thanks so much, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, everybody.